Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. How important is the means of transportation for you? It is certainly very important for mobility activities and economic rotation. However, recently the government have planned to make a policy to ban a more than 10 years old car from the streets. This prohibition will certainly make it difficult for some people to carry out mobility activities. Now, cars is one of the important thing for some people. Recently, there has been a lot of discussion about the ban on old cars in Jakarta for sake of clean air. As a car enthusiast, of course, it is a bad news and can be approved. So on this occasion, I will give my three arguments about why old cars can remain on the streets. To start with, I will explain that an old car is not a main source of pollution, and then I'll mention that old cars is a very valuable thing, and the last I'll explain about the economic level of each people is very different, and finally I will summarize my presentation. So I would like to move in the first section. Why old cars must be allowed in the streets, it's because the old cars is not a main source of the pollution. Not all older cars have bad exhaust emission, because every manufacturer must have calculated about how the exhaust system for the good engine is. And we can show in many streets that many more than 30 years old cars still fit in the streets. If the reason for the ban is to clean up the air pollution, I'm not agree, because according to Isabella Suarez, an analyst at CREA, she explained that the main cause of pollution is from industrial facilities and from manufacturers, emission from manufacturers, and many more. So therefore, I believe that if the government want to clean up the pollution, the government can start with make a regulation for manufacturing. So next, let me talk about the second reason. The economic level of each people is very different. So we must realize that the average of Indonesian people is middle to lower income. Not everyone can afford the new car. Maybe some people say that it is not necessary to have a new car, but there are some people depend their life in old cars. In addition, old cars have a low maintenance and service costs, so they are affordable for middle to lower class. So, because according to Altura.co, Indonesian are mostly middle class. So, old cars have a meaning for some people in their lives, both in economic aspect or in the aspect of life. And then now I'd like to move in the third reason, that an old cars is a very valuable thing. Some old cars have a crazy price that the family use. Now many people looking for old cars, but money can buy an old cars. And the second reason is there are many people who depend their lives in an old cars. Like now many workshop, but not all workshop can fix an old car's problem. And now still many people who selling and buying an old car's part. But yeah, we know that many people depend their lives in old cars. And then the last is if we drive an old cars, we can have a pride. Based on my experience, we can have a pride. If we drive in the highway, we can know how the history of the cars, and we can get new friend. Or if we drive in the highway, we can get appreciation from the other people. So yes, this old cars is very valuable things, and I think old cars cannot be banned on the streets. And in conclusion, banning the circulation for all old cars is not a good policy, because old car is not the main source of pollution, and old cars is a very valuable thing. So we should be able to care for and maintain an old cars perfectly, because not all old cars is bad because old is good. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.